Belt Nerds, it's Clarky back with video number 2 of 3. This time round it's my Figs, I say Figs version 1 spinner with a Monday Night Raw side plate this time round. At the moment this belt's currently on a horrible Fig strap and I need to demo all the edges, so when that's all done I'll be sending it off to Paul Martin for a re-leather. But I just thought I'd give you a brief rundown on this spinner. This is the second one that I have done. A little bit cleaner than the version 2, subtle differences really. I used some different stones as well, so I thought I'd give you a brief rundown of the version 1 that I've done. So as you can probably see, these outer side stones, the large ones on both the inner and outer side plates and the main plate, sparkle a lot more than the ones that were on my V2. These are different stones to the ones I used on that belt, because I originally used Russ's list. So this spinner's kind of a my own kind of Frankenstein Swarovski list of different stones. So I actually prefer these ones. There's a lot more life in these stones. So I've done the outer side plate here with the 2mm pointed back crystals in the triangular part. In my opinion, I think doing the drilling in the 2mm stones pointed back is pivotal when doing the spinner now. It's a key fundamental part of the belt. We've got the Monday Night Raw plate here, so you can see I've done the paint mods, the silver paint mods in the lettering, again pointed back 2mm, and I've done some paint mods on the padlock. Again, just going off some pictures that I saw of Cena and Edge with the belt. We've got the square 2mm stones in the centre of the padlock there. They were fun, not. Then we go on to the main plate. Again, we've got the 2mm in the champ banner there, so you can see that glistening away. You can probably notice though, compared to my version 2, that the W on this belt and the edge stones are different. So what I noticed on the version 1, that I saw some pictures of Edge, as I said, Edge and Cena, the outer stones on this part here were actually crystal. So I thought I'd just do them a bit differently, just to set the belt off from the other two, the rated R and the version 2 that I've got. Again, used the crystal pointed back 2mm in the W, which you can see, beautiful. That was fun. Fortunately on this belt it's not really leathered, as I say, it's on a horrible Fig strap, so I can take the plates off and drill a lot easier. It's probably why this belt's a little bit cleaner than my V2. Well, on the W part anyway, slightly, because obviously I could take it off. So yeah, again, the crystal pointed back 2mm stones in the W. You can see it does, my opinion, just brings it to life. It's much better than the flat backs. Shouts to Anthony Talbot for the recommendation on going to pointed backs. You probably see I've painted the swoosh, that same red metallic paint that I used on the V2 now. So in certain angles it looks really dark, other points looks really sort of bright, so that's kind of accurate. Cena nameplate on this one is a Figs Cena nameplate. Shouts to Anthony Talbot for sorting that out for me. Shouts to George from CBU, who's actually sending me another one of these on the way. That's a long story, we'll leave it at that. Much the same as the V2, pointed backs on the coloured stones. The champ banner is a little bit cleaner because I painted it this time round rather than using a paint pen. We've got the left outer side plate, much the same as the version 2. Again, I used the different large stones on this one, and also went for pointed back leaves on this one. Not much of a difference on those, to be fair. They sparkle a bit nicer, got a little bit of green depth to them, but not much of a difference. And then the other outer side plate, again, as you can see, it's got the pointed back 2mm and the outer side stones. So this is my version 1 Cena themed, and yes, it does spin as it should. No noises either, which is good. So it spins, looks beautiful. I'll just stop that there. Yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. I'll be doing the third and final video on my rated R in a couple of days, so let me know what you think. Cheers, chaps.